Hello everyone and welcome to Canterbury Live on this wonderful Friday, the 20th of Feb. We've met at the end of the week already. Can you believe it? Are you ready for the weekend? You might be heading along to the cricket. And you might not as well. So anyway, smoke alarms. Yes, I know I've gone on and on about it, but hey, they're really important. And as you know, we have an amazing gift to give to two viewers that are flatties, or it could be the parents for student flats. And that means that the fire service, yep, for the girl flats out there, will come out to your home and install those smoke alarms for free. Amazing. And again, just simply go to our Facebook page, message us your details, and we'll announce the winner next week. Okay, so really simple. Or call Marianne 3777 033. Are you building a home? Are you rebuilding maybe, or you're renovating? Then you could do with some ideas. And the wonderful thing is the Star Home Show is coming up very shortly. It's a one-stop shop with all these wonderful ideas. And we have some double passes to give away. So quick, get on the phone, call through to Marianne and she'll have those for you, or message us. And it's happening from Friday the 20th of March through to the 22nd. It's a great thing. You don't feel that pressure, you know, of shopping. They're there to help you and give you that knowledge. Okay, so coming up on today's show, it's great pleasure that I'll have Ingrid Thomas here at the end of the show, and we're talking about a wonderful event happening next Saturday. It's a regimental dinner. That's right, and it's raising funds for the Rannandale Home for the war veterans. Very dear to my heart, so it's wonderful that we can talk to her. And I had the pleasure of heading out to EPL, a local business, and you find out about the wonderful things and the funny things they actually make for all those bits you use around your home. And we have the University of Canterbury Music Society here. They have cabaret coming up, so we find out what they've been up to. I hope they're wearing a little bit more than you know what. But anyway, coming up first though, Ingham Lazy Sundays, the finale this Sunday. Who's that?
Wouldn't you rather be in love? Oh, shouldn't you?
No, I was just saying that this version I actually love of yours.
Thank you.
Nothing against Dave Dobbin, but it gets done to death. To be fair, how are you?
Yeah, great.
You're great.
Thank you.
How's life?
Life is really busy right now. Just starting off with the year, the kids being back at school, and I'm
Making
back in my study. And
Yeah, really? Oh my goodness, making time for Janine though.
Trying.
Wonderful. This Sunday though, you'll be performing at the Ingham Lazy Sundays.
Can't wait.
And you're zhuzhing it up a bit, aren't you?
Yeah, well, I had a wee bit of a New Year's resolution to try maybe doing some repertoire I haven't done before, and I was sort of thinking about this. Jazz is a bit of a magpie of the music world. Tends to sort of steal the, songs from other genres and things. So I thought I'd try my hand at that with some of the kind of more modern stuff that's been coming out, rather than doing my normal repertoire of 50 years old.
Yeah, but hey, the oldies are the goodies as well.
Oh yeah,
so
absolutely.
So tease us a little bit about some covers that we'll be hearing.
Wow, anything from, believe it or not, Christina Aguilera.
Oh, very cool.
It was a song actually that I found last year. One of my singing students at St Margaret's did it, and I just went, oh, this is such a great song. It's a really lovely bluesy song called Save Me From Myself.
Oh, beautiful.
And she wrote that with Linda Perry, who, do you remember Four Non Blondes?
Yeah.
Don't sing the song.
I love Four Non Blondes.
I know, I get it stuck on my head for the next.
Hey, you've got that whole look going on too, just quietly. For those that remember the Four Non Blondes, amazing. Yeah.
And anything from, I am doing a couple of the oldies, but I just tunes that I've been meaning to learn for years, and I just finally went, this is going to be the concert I do it for, like Dream a Little Dream, and La Vie en Rose.
Oh, beautiful.
So some nice
wow,
little
you're
bits and
really
pieces
spreading
like
out
that.
over, so the whole family.
Even a Michael Jackson song.
No, have you got a glove?
No.
No?
But maybe I'll have to think about that.
Yeah, a bit of walking
Maybe.
happening. And of course, back to it's Ingham Lazy Sundays, and it happens, at 2:30 at North Hagley. But just also to confirm that before that though will be the memorial service at 12 o'clock, of course. So it's a very, very special day actually to be performing as well.
Yeah.
How are you feeling around this time?
A bit sad actually, seeing some posts on Facebook as people are kind of remembering, of course, and the sort of it's a hard time.
Yeah.
Obviously, very hard time for you guys as well. Must be.
And also smiling, remembering the
Absolutely,
happier side of things and stuff
And
as well.
I think it is nice to see how some things are happening so that we can kind of celebrate our city too.
Yeah, and that's the key word, isn't it, though, Janine? It's celebrating.
Yep.
And what a great way to give back, though, by performing this Sunday at the Ingham Lazy Sundays. What, though, professionally are you looking forward to after Ingham Lazy Sundays for you this year? Where can we expect to see Janine Bailey?
Well, I have a concert in Auckland, actually.
In Auckland?
Which I'm very excited about. I've been asked to go up with Brian Law, who used to direct the Christchurch City Choir. And
he's looking after his cows. Currently out North Canterbury somewhere, as you do. Yeah.
And we're doing a performance. I actually don't know a huge amount about it yet, but we're doing a performance on the 6th of June, and it's with the Auckland City Choir. So
brilliant.
I will be the gospel-y singer, putting on my gospel singer hat.
Oh, really?
With this
You're doing the whole signals like this?
Choir behind me.
Really?
So excited.
You're going to have to come back and tell us all about it. That's amazing.
I
mean, Brian Law, he is just a champion, isn't he?
Amazing.
The energy that man does.
Yes.
Also coming up, are you heading to the cricket? You can be honest.
Definitely not.
No, definitely not. Not a cricket love
I'm
there.
afraid not a cricketer. I am very much.
You'll be there in spirit, my love.
Yes, absolutely.
Exactly.
But I also will be keeping my car far away from it. I may be on my bike that day.
There is nothing wrong with that, though. That's cool. And I bet you've got a funky bike. I can see Janine Bailey not on a ordinary bike. It'll be a cool bike. Basket in the front, singing along.
It is actually embarrassing. My husband bought it for me for my birthday.
I knew it. I knew it. You're a basket girl.
It's still looking a bit shiny. I need to scratch it up a bit.
Do you? Oh, don't say that. You'll probably fall off now. Hey, lovely seeing you, darling, and good luck for the Sunday.
Thank you.
As promised, yes, I headed out to EPL in Woolston, a wonderful local production company. Spoke with their managing director, Tom Thompson. What a character and what a family. And so funny, all the little things they make for the big boys. Check this out.
Elastomer Products, or EPL as we trade now, was founded in 1974. We're predominantly a plastics extrusion company, but we do a lot of work in the greater plastics and rubber sector. We supply Electrolux and Fisher & Paykel, we've got the Fletchers Group, Scalar-Up Group, Scope Industries, and overseas we're looking and working with people in South Africa. We've done medical facilities over there with the construction gaskets, the laboratory gaskets, and our stuff finds its way into all over the place. Drain hoses, the dish drawer for Fisher & Paykel, where we had a large part to play in that. And what we're doing is supplying long lengths of profiles and things that go into other people's manufacturing process. It's a technical thing. Most people have seen our products. Most people won't know them, how they're made or where they came from, but we are one of those people who sit in the background and enable other industries and people to get about their lives. We've got a very strong family culture here, and it's something that really drives my thinking about the business and how we operate, how we think. We have people in Thailand now who have been with us now for 5 years or so, who are starting to get towards that magic age. The average length of service here is between 14 and 16 years, depending on which of the two companies we're talking about. And so it's like a job for life, really. You need to check us out in the same way we check you out, because you tend to stay here a while. Manufacturing in Canterbury is a network family in its own right. We tend to all know each other. It's still small enough to know that, but there's some major companies here, and we tend to support each other. We're supplying a lot of other people manufacturing in the region. Here it's an easy operation for doing the development that we do, because this is really a technological hub. It's where we pull staff out of universities, out of polytechs, and this is where the creative thinking is done. And Christchurch is a great place for families and having that downtime that refreshes your brain. Would I go somewhere else? Not anytime soon. Job expansion decisions are with us all the time, and we are constantly evaluating our staff, their training, and we tend to try and promote from within. but we're always looking out for new resources, new ideas, and quite often that requires a different skill set that we'll bring in. We're quite happy to train. We spend a lot of time, as I say, working with CPIT. They've been great supporters over the years, and a lot of our technicians, tradesmen, myself included, have come through that trades training background, segmented or augmented in other ways with universities. We have a lot of people who've been through the University of Canterbury, but equally now we're getting a lot of overseas people coming in with their skills and bringing that, and it's you'll see out in the factory, you'll see Cambodians and South Africans, and we're certainly becoming a more multicultural workforce, and that's adding a lot of good things. Our greatest challenge, I think, is finding new ideas and finding people with a need that we can support. We're looking obviously for more volume, because as the company grows you need more volume. We're looking for products that really fit well within the New Zealand manufacturing scene, or something that we can develop here for later production in our Thailand market. And the reason that we have Thailand is not because it's cheap labour and all that sort of thing, it's because of proximity to market. And in the Thailand area, we are right smack in the middle of probably 60 or 70% of the world's appliance manufacturing scene, if you will, and we're within a 2-hour flight of just about everywhere in the world there. So that's why Thailand's there. And so we tend to do the work that's relative for that area, or relevant, sorry, to that area in Thailand. And here in New Zealand, we're supporting the agricultural sectors and the building sector, and doing a lot of our, what I call the smart stuff here. And that then gets devolved into other areas. We have always, from day dot, really made our own tooling, because what we're doing is quite unique. It's not something you can pick up a book and learn. Most of it's done by trial and error, by finding out from our suppliers, who we encourage to visit us on a regular basis, what are the cutting edge techniques, what are the new materials, and we pride ourselves on being at the cutting edge of material changes in the polymer sector, which is a growth industry. It's 70 years young. And it's that enables us to go from first principle for tooling. We manufacture our own machinery. A lot of our downstream automation is actually done in-house, so we have some very clever technicians and people here, and that gives us a cutting edge. And I think it's absolutely important that we stay ahead of the training of our young people, and making sure that we are able not just to supply to China, but compete with them, because that's the cold hard facts of life. We are all competing against a developing China, and we are a long way from that market. So we have to make sure that we can be smarter about how we make it and how we get it to market.
It's steaming up in here. Got the guys in the cabaret sitting on the couch. Hey, it was great, Tom Thompson letting us look around his factory. He's got a wonderful team down there doing fantastic things here in Canterbury. Stay with us after the break, of course. It's Cabaret. There is too much fun to be had during the break, so I wish we had the camera rolling then. I'd like to welcome warmly Meg Gerard. Now, you're the producer from the University of Canterbury Music Society.
Yes, I am.
And in particular, the season of Cabaret that's happening. Next to you, love to see this, female director is Tegan Patrick. Welcome to Canterbury Live. And the lead, yes, the lead role, Rory Sweeney. Very exciting time for you guys happening down there at the university. Tell us about it.
So we're currently in the middle of not producing and running not yet, rehearsing the show for Cabaret, which is Musoc's summer show. And we're currently in the theatre doing rehearsals every night, and we open next Tuesday. So.
Ooh, and there's a bit of sex and scandal happening, isn't there, Tegan?
A little bit, yeah.
Tell us about it.
Yeah, so the show is set in the kind of 1920s, 1930s in Germany, and so it's a bit about all of the things that people got up to in the sort of underground, like seedy bars and things like that. But there's also a bit of kind of political stuff and kind of things that make you think a little bit as well. So we're trying to cover all the bases of different people that might want to come along. So
a bit race and a bit of history.
Yeah.
Rory, what lead are you taking? Who is you? Who are the role you're playing?
I'm playing Herr Schultz. He's a wealthy Jewish greengrocer, and he falls in love with his landlord, Fräulein Schneider.
Schneider, I love it. Okay, wonderful. So are you part of the routines, or you're just sort of the smooze that stands to the side, or what's your involvement?
I guess we're the more serious character set. Aside from us, there's all of the sex and scandal and partying and people jumping up and down, and we're a bit more middle-aged and reserved and more concerned about our futures, I think, as well.
Right.
Yeah, we're always like the older, mature character.
To be fair, though, you probably are wanting a bit of sex with your landlady.
Quite
Yeah,
possibly.
so let's be quite honest, even though you're looking all proper in the corner there. Producing's a big role.
Yes, it is.
All on your shoulders.
Yeah, I guess it would be, but I have a production team, so like the director, choreographer, everybody else that helps put it together. I guess I just make sure they're all doing their jobs and they're all okay. But yeah, it has been a lot of work, but I've enjoyed it, loved it.
You embrace it. And is that what you want to do then in the future? Could you see you doing this?
I definitely love to do it. I'd definitely keep doing this if I could. So hopefully, keep doing backstage theatre would be my dream. So.
Well, let's do it. You obviously are, or you've just finished, Tegan, your degree.
Yeah, sure.
And what was that?
I did my master's in English, so that was a lot of years of studying and reading books and sort of being very busy. So now I'm taking the opportunity to be busy in a different way and do this instead. So it's
Wow,
been
you're bringing those
amazing.
pages to life, aren't you?
Yeah.
And bringing them out there.
Sure.
Hey, how about you, Rory? What are you studying at university?
I've studied classical singing in Wellington at the New Zealand School of Music. And I spent most of last year travelling actually to Berlin. And this is my first musical that I'm doing.
Oh my goodness, that's a producer's dream, isn't it? To have someone that's crikey, he's sharing all that wealth and knowledge. So tell us about the production. What can we expect? We've been a little bit in the innuendos about sex and scandal, but what can we expect? Is it music? Is it, what? You tell me.
Do you want to?
Oh, I can do that. So yeah, you can expect there's a lot of dancing, there's a lot of singing, there's a lot of kind of more serious acting as well. And one of the things that we're trying to do with the show is we're trying to, because a lot of the subject matter is quite serious, and so we're trying to find a balance between that kind of sexy, more like sort of scandalous stuff and the more serious stuff that we're trying to deal with. And one of the things that we really want to do is deal with the content in a way that's really sort of respectful, because it does deal with a little bit of, like the political stuff and like kind of Nazism and stuff like that. So we want to be really sure that we're being respectful and being sort of, being able to honour the memory of people that might have affected. But at the same time, still being a fun, exciting night out. So we're trying to strike a balance and try to make it sort of thought-provoking, make people think about it as well as having a good time.
Great. Now the season runs from the 24th of February.
It's not very far.
It's not far away. To the 7th of March. So it's a decent season and quite demanding. Rory?
It's demanding, especially because there's 5 shows in a row for 2 weeks. We've got rehearsals all up until then, but I'm really looking forward to beginning. I think it'll be a lot of fun.
And has it caused a little bit of, I don't know, innuendos happening on the campus then? Because it's pretty glam, isn't it?
Well,
a lot of anticipation.
University comes back to next week, so we're going to be doing lots of walking around the university with the girls in their Kit Kat outfits. And,
Are you serious?
There'll be
Oh my goodness.
So
They're pretty
there'll be a
excited about
big campus presence that we're hoping to get.
Oh, those poor first year university students, they won't know what to do. Coming from high school and walking into that, you devils. Now, tickets are $15 for students and $20 for everyone else. It is an R16, obviously, for some reasons. It's not too... there they are, the girls. Well, actually, they're looking quite provocative there. It's quite lovely, really. But the tickets can be purchased from where?
So if you go to musoc.org.nz, there's links there to the ticket place where you can buy the tickets from. I think it's Dash Tickets.
Yeah, Dash Tickets, great.
If you go to the Musoc page. Then
Great. But we all encourage you to go along. What a great night out with the girlfriends, with the guys, anyone, the whole family. Not the under 16s. All the best to you. Enjoy it, embrace it, and I look forward to seeing your names potentially in other productions coming up.
Hopefully.
Speaking of productions, though, a wonderful production's happening next weekend, and we will talk about it after the break. It's a regimental dinner for the Ranelagh War veterans. Stay with us.
A winning love is hard enough to find, and when you've got it, never leave it behind.
Welcome back. Now, of course, Cabaret, I forgot to say, busy talking, we've got some tickets to give away. So there they go there. And just call through to Marianne 3777 033 or message us. Very cool indeed. Woo! From one to another, listen to that. It's not Vera Lynn, is it? It could be. It might potentially, it could be. We've got our own Vera Lynn here, Ingrid Thomas from the Ranelagh War Veterans Home. I am so thrilled about this event for you next weekend. I think all of us have been affected by someone that's been in the war, but what a wonderful event that is happening.
It is, it is. It's a commemorative event because, as you know, it's 100 years since our troops landed on Gallipoli. And when you look at Christchurch, the number of young men who actually served and died, it was enormous. And this is resonating through the generations. So Ranelagh wanted to commemorate this special event, and they're doing that they've actually developed a resource centre, and we're now fundraising, and part of that fundraising is a formal regimental dinner which is to be held on the 28th of February. So it's going to be a very special occasion, and we're very fortunate indeed because we're supported by Defence. The Chief of the Defence Force is coming down, but our special guest is Willie Apiata, VC.
That is amazing.
So,
and
yes.
he's such a humble man, though, to actually have him come along. It's just quite incredible.
We feel very, very privileged to have Willie with us. We're also having members of the Invictus Games team. They're returned servicemen who've been injured during in theatres of war, and like the Paralympics, etc., for veterans. And he was also their patron when in London at the Games. So he will be joined by some of his team members, and they will also be guests of Ranelagh.
So a regimental dinner, I mean, it is a formal event.
Yes.
Explain to us what we can expect at a regimental dinner. It's quite a privilege.
It is. It's a very special event. Most of the events that will occur go way back in history. They've started way back in history. But the evening will start with the beating of the retreat with the New Zealand Army Band. And that's a very special event, which I think started way back in the 15th, 16th century, sometime like that, when battles were very, very different to what they are now. But it is, in summary, it is the lowering of the flag, and the band actually beats the retreats with drums and so forth, and it's a very formal and it's almost a spiritual occasion. And that will be followed by the parading of the colours. Now, each regiment has a colour, and again, that started way back in history, where before the days of GPS and so forth, where people had to have flags to see where they were, to see where the commander was, and that often made the difference between winning and losing on the battlefield. So these colours are very well guarded and looked after and protected. And so there's a ceremony around the bringing in of the colours and also the taking out of the colours again.
Wonderful.
But it is a commemorative event, and it commemorates a very sad and difficult time for people and many people's lives. But at the same time, we're looking to the future, and we do want to have a bit of levity on the evening, so people can actually enjoy themselves as well as remembering their past. No dancing.
No, I wouldn't say that'd be happening there. No.
Dancing.
Oh my goodness, I couldn't imagine that at all. So next weekend, it's on the 28th of February at Wigram. Fantastic venue to hold in there. How much are the tickets?
The tickets are $250 per person, and that's all. That includes everything.
And that's your food and beverage, obviously the entertainment.
Everything, yes.
And most importantly, it is fundraising for the home, isn't it?
Yes, it is, for Ranelagh.
That's exactly right.
Yes,
and
yes.
I've been there a few times, and it's an absolute privilege. So I wish you all the very best for it. If you wish to purchase a ticket, all you need to do is just contact Ranelagh. Just contact Ranelagh, and Ingrid or one of her team will certainly help you. All the very best for it. What an absolute privilege.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Andrea.
Have a great weekend now. Thank you so much for joining us today. On Monday, yes, it's all about beauty in here with Anna, and Nicola Freya joins me. Have a wonderful weekend, and to all of you on Sunday, let's remember those wonderful, wonderful people, and to take time to love each other a little bit more. See you Monday.